Love and jewelry, an eternal combination. They convey emotions more powerfully than words, becoming symbols of devotion, passion, and family traditions. Royal jewels are not just luxurious stones, they carry entire stories, wedding gifts, tokens of affection, and reminders of unforgettable moments. On the eve of Valentine's Day, we take a look inside royal jewelry boxes to discover pieces that perfectly embody the spirit of love. Hearts, Cupid's arrows, gemstones tied to romance, each of these treasures has a story to tell. Some are linked to romantic moments, others to lifelong devotion, and some remind us that love takes many forms but always leaves its mark. Let's uncover these stories together. Before we begin, please support my channel by clicking the like and subscribe buttons. Thank you. When it comes to royal jewels symbolizing love, few are as fitting as the Cullinan V, a heart-shaped diamond cut from the largest diamond ever found. This gem is part of the legendary Cullinan diamond, discovered in South Africa in 1905, a find that caused a worldwide sensation. Weighing over 3,000 carats, it was the largest diamond in history, and its journey to Britain became the subject of intrigue. While a decoy stone was sent under heavy guard, the real one was simply mailed in an unmarked package. In 1907, the Cullinan was presented to King Edward VII and then sent to the Asher workshop in Amsterdam for cutting. This was a daunting task. Jewelers had to develop new tools to handle such an immense stone. Eventually, the Cullinan was divided into several large diamonds, including the Cullinan V, an 18.8-carat heart-shaped gem. In 1911, Queen Mary received the Cullinan V and decided to turn it into a versatile piece of jewelry. The heart-shaped diamond was set in an elegant platinum and diamond frame, featuring delicate scrolls and laurel leaves forming a brooch. But this was just one of its many forms. The Cullinan V was also used in the central element of the honeysuckle tiara and as part of the magnificent Delhi Durbar stomacher. After Queen Mary's death in 1953, the brooch was inherited by her granddaughter, Queen Elizabeth II. From then on, it became one of the most recognizable jewels in her collection. She wore it at diplomatic receptions, state visits, Christmas broadcasts, and even the royal ascot races. In 2018, the brooch made an appearance at Princess Eugenie's wedding, and in 2020, it carried even greater significance. Elizabeth chose it for her official portrait marking Prince Philip's 99th birthday. In 2023, the brooch once again took center stage. It was incorporated into Queen Camilla's coronation crown, becoming part of a legacy spanning 3 generations of the British monarchy. Then, in the spring of 2024, Camilla wore the Cullinan V as a brooch for the first time. At a garden party at Buckingham Palace, she appeared with the historic diamond pinned to her outfit, becoming only the 3rd woman in history to wear it, following Queen Mary and Queen Elizabeth II. When it comes to royal jewelry that combines elegance, history, and the symbolism of love, one cannot overlook the Queen Mother's Amethyst Sautoir necklace. This rare and exquisite piece, adorned with pearls, diamonds, and a large heart-shaped amethyst, was a wedding gift from Queen Alexandra to the future Queen Elizabeth in 1923. Earlier that year, Lady Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon finally accepted Prince Albert, Duke of York's proposal after multiple refusals. The upcoming wedding sparked great public interest, and among the many lavish gifts, the future Duchess received this stunning amethyst sautoir. Queen Alexandra presented it during a luncheon at Sandringham House, along with a heartfelt note. "For my dear future granddaughter Elizabeth, from her loving grandmother." Amethysts held special significance for Queen Alexandra. They were among her favorite gemstones, second only to diamonds and pearls. This made her gift not just a luxurious accessory, but a deeply personal keepsake. Like Elizabeth's other wedding presents, the necklace was displayed at Buckingham Palace, where it was admired by the public. Although no photographs of the Duchess of York wearing the necklace have survived, it is known that she wore it in 1925 during the mourning period for Queen Alexandra's passing. The choice was profoundly symbolic, both because the amethyst was linked to Alexandra herself and because purple was traditionally an accepted color for mourning at court. Following the Queen Mother's passing in 2002, the necklace was inherited by Queen Elizabeth II. However, it remained unseen for many years. It wasn't until 2012 that the piece resurfaced, now worn by Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, at the London premiere of Skyfall. She paired it with her own amethyst and diamond earrings, and by that time, the necklace had undergone a transformation. Originally a long sautoir, it had been shortened, making it more practical for modern wear. Among the many royal tiaras, one stands out as the perfect fit for Valentine's Day, the Baden palmet tiara. Its delicate diamond scrolls form heart shapes, making it both elegant and deeply symbolic. The tiara was created in 1856 for Princess Louise of Prussia, daughter of the future Emperor Wilhelm I of Germany. It was a wedding gift for her marriage to Grand Duke Frederick I of Baden, which is why the piece is known as the Baden palmet tiara. Likely crafted by the German jeweler Koch, it features palmet motifs and delicate yellow diamond-centered flowers between each heart-shaped design, creating a light yet brilliantly sparkling appearance. The tiara later made its way to Sweden with Louise's daughter, Queen Victoria of Sweden, though she was rarely seen wearing it. Upon her death in 1930, the tiara was inherited by Princess Ingrid, who later became Queen of Denmark. It was in Denmark that the tiara finally found a true admirer. After Ingrid's marriage to Frederick IX in 1935, the tiara remained in Denmark until her passing in 2000. Interestingly, neither Victoria nor Ingrid wore it frequently, but their descendants revived its use. Besides Queen Margrethe II, the tiara has also been worn by her sister, Princess Benedicta, and even her niece, Princess Alexandra. Margrethe II inherited the tiara and, unlike its previous owners, wore it regularly, particularly at royal weddings, a fitting choice given its heart-shaped design. The tiara graced Princess Martha Louise and Crown Prince Haakon's weddings in Norway, Prince Carl Philip of Sweden's wedding, and even Prince Joachim's second wedding. Another piece that perfectly fits today's selection is Queen Juliana's turquoise heart necklace. This exquisite jewel combines elegance, rarity, and the symbolism of love, with its central element being a large gold heart-shaped pendant adorned with turquoise, diamonds, and pearls. The exact origins of the necklace are unknown, but it appeared in Queen Juliana's collection by the early 1960s, possibly even earlier. The piece consists of an intricately detailed gold chain set with turquoise, diamonds, and pearls, while the heart-shaped pendant can also be worn separately. Juliana frequently chose it for daytime engagements, pairing it with both its original chain and simpler alternatives. The first documented appearance of the necklace dates back to October 1962, when Queen Juliana wore it for a meeting with the Prime Minister of Suriname and the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Over the years, she continued to wear it for various receptions, state visits, and official engagements. However, one of the most significant moments in the necklace's history came in 1975, when Princess Christina announced her engagement. On that day, February 14, Juliana gifted the necklace to her youngest daughter, marking the occasion with a sentimental gesture. The turquoise heart fit the romantic atmosphere perfectly, making the piece not just an accessory, but a symbol of love. After the 1970s, the necklace virtually disappeared from public view, until Queen Maxima brought it back from the royal vaults decades later. In 2016, she wore it during a state visit to Australia, and in 2024, the necklace once again made an appearance at a reception hosted by the Governor of New York. A delicate yet incredibly significant jewel, Princess Diana's diamond heart necklace was more than just an ornament. It symbolized a new chapter in her life. In 1982, Prince Charles gifted it to his wife to commemorate the birth of their first child, Prince William. It was not merely a precious stone, but a personal, intimate gesture, seemingly meant to strengthen their bond. Diana first wore the necklace for official portraits with baby William and at his christening, where the heart-shaped diamond shimmered softly at her neckline. However, the piece soon appeared in a far more tragic setting, Princess Grace of Monaco's funeral in September of the same year. It was one of the earliest examples of Diana using jewelry as a symbolic expression of her emotions and respect. The necklace continued to accompany her on early royal engagements, including a charity concert in Cardiff, the Festival of Remembrance at the Royal Albert Hall, and state visits to Australia and Canada. One of its most striking appearances was at a state dinner in St. John's, where Diana paired it with the lover's knot tiara, creating an elegant yet deeply romantic look. The last recorded appearance of the necklace was in 1983, when Diana wore it to a concert at Kensington Palace, and then during a brief stop in Fiji, en route from Australia to the United States. After that, it disappeared from public view. Like many gifts from Charles, Diana stopped wearing it as their marriage began to unravel. To this day, the necklace has never resurfaced, and its current whereabouts remain unknown. Stories of love among royalty and aristocracy are often accompanied by dazzling jewels, but few pieces hold as much emotional weight as the Duchess of Devonshire's diamond heart brooch. More than just a symbol of wealth or status, it was a gift that embodied 6 decades of marriage with all its joys and hardships. In 2001, Andrew Cavendish, 11th Duke of Devonshire, commissioned a diamond heart brooch pierced by an arrow for his wife, Deborah Mitford Cavendish, to celebrate their 60th wedding anniversary. The piece was crafted by Armour Winston, one of London's oldest jewelry houses. The brooch featured pavé-set diamonds, with a large heart-shaped diamond at its center. Deborah and Andrew's story began far from the grandeur of ducal estates. When they married in April 1941, Andrew was the younger son of the Duke of Devonshire, with no expectation of inheriting the title. Their wedding took place in the midst of World War II, at St. Bartholomew the Great in London, a venue that provided a sense of permanence amid the chaos. Just 2 days before their wedding, the city endured one of its most devastating bombing raids. Yet the church miraculously survived, allowing the couple to exchange their vows. Fate, however, had different plans. After Andrew's elder brother was killed in combat, he became heir to the Devonshire dukedom, and when his father passed in 1950, Andrew and Deborah became the Duke and Duchess of Devonshire. Their life at Chatsworth House was filled with challenges: war, loss, financial struggles, and infidelity. But Deborah's resilience not only preserved the estate, but transformed it into one of Britain's most successful country houses. Perhaps it was this strength of character that held their marriage together. To mark their 60th anniversary, the Duke and Duchess hosted a tea party for hundreds of couples from Derbyshire who had also celebrated their diamond wedding anniversary. Deborah wore the brooch pinned to her shoulder, a signature style that set her apart from other aristocratic women. Following Andrew's passing in 2004, Deborah lived another 10 years, and in 2016, her descendants auctioned the brooch at Sotheby's alongside other family heirlooms. A true symbol of devotion, this sparkling diamond tribute to love remains a part of one of Britain's most fascinating aristocratic legacies. Among royal jewels symbolizing love, Sweden's diamond arrow brooch stands out for its originality. Unlike traditional hearts and floral motifs, this piece embodies Cupid's arrow piercing the heart, making it a perfect symbol of romance. The brooch has a long history within the Bernadotte dynasty, passed down through generations. Its uniqueness lies not only in its shape, but also in its versatility. It can be worn as a single piece or separated into 2 parts, with the arrowhead and fletching used independently. The scale of the brooch became particularly evident in 1953, when Princess Sibylla, mother of the current King of Sweden, pinned it to her order sash at the Nobel Prize ceremony. However, its most romantic appearance came in June 2010, when Crown Princess Victoria chose it for a gala concert on the eve of her wedding. She wore the brooch in her hair, making it not just an accessory, but a direct tribute to Cupid's arrow striking her heart. The choice was especially fitting considering that on her wedding day, Victoria wore the cameo tiara, which depicts the myth of Cupid and Psyche, another perfect nod to love and devotion. The diamond arrow brooch is one of the most original royal symbols of love. reminding us that not only hearts but also arrows can tell a story of passion. Royal jewelry tells stories of love just as beautifully as letters and poetry. These pieces preserve memories, symbolize devotion, and are passed down through generations, remaining an essential part of family traditions. What love-related jewel is your favorite? Perhaps a heart-shaped tiara, a vintage locket with a cherished photograph, or a ring with a special history? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel to never miss a new story, and most importantly, may love always be present in your life, in all its forms.